welcome back to Last Minute FPL Weekly Podcast. Today we'll be talking about the latest press conference news, as well as the hot topic that is the best Man City asset to have in your team. Then we'll talk about the wildcard must-haves, and we'll talk about the captain picks for Game Week 3 and even the gamble pick for the Game Week 3. So let's begin. Let's talk about the latest press conference news first. So Lamptey, who is a 4.5 million defender for Brighton, he's back in training and will probably start the match against Manchester United. Then ASM San Maximin is a doubt for this game week, and Jamal Lewis, who got hit on the face, is also a doubt for Newcastle, and most probably they both won't start. And as we talk about Chelsea, so Kepa will start this game week, and Mendy is not ready still. And Thiago Silva and Chilwell will get some minutes. So let's see if they start or not. And Pulisic and Ziyech, they are still not fit. So, but they are back in training. So let's see when they'll start. And I think Chelsea do need them to score goals, and Werner will score goals. And their next game is against West Brom. So yeah, let's see. And for Leicester, NDD is injured, and he was playing at centre back for them, but he's injured now, and he'll be back in like 3 months. So, but Johnny Evans is fit. So let's see if he starts for Leicester at centre back this game week. And the big news is Vinagre is again an option for FPL managers at 4.4 million because Marcel is out. And also Semedo is back. Semedo is in Wolves team now, and he'll play at right wing back. So let's see how he plays. And even Adama Traore is a more great asset now because he'll play in the front three now. So Noom, what do you think? Like Adama Traore is a greater asset now?
Yeah, he's always been basically an good attacking asset. So this Tomato coming in and taking the right wing back spot is a good thing for Adama Traore. So basically everyone was wanting him to get some points on the board in FPL, but he couldn't on the right wing back he couldn't. But now starting ahead he will.
Yes. So let's go into our hot topic now. The hot topic is the best Man City asset to have in our teams. And we have like three options here: Sterling, KDB, and Jesus. So, Karthik, what do you think? Who is the best asset to have in our teams right now?
So as of right now, I've chosen KDB as my favorite Man City option. Full disclosure: before the season began, I was thinking of picking Sterling instead of KDB, but having watched the Wolves game and seeing how attacking Kevin De Bruyne's probably playing in a much more higher role than he did last season, taking that into consideration and the fact that he's probably going to play more minutes than Sterling does, he's more uh, he's more resistant to the pep roulette than maybe Sterling is. And also, KDB's price was rising just before I bought him. So now I have the option of switching from KDB to Sterling. But I wouldn't have that option from switching to Sterling for KDB. So for these reasons, I think KDB for now might be the better option. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and exactly their next three fixtures are Leicester, then Leeds, and Aston. So let's see how they'll play. So Noom, what do you think according to who is the best asset and who do you want in your team right now from Manchester City?
I agree with Karthik. Even I would choose KDB over Sterling or Jesus because KDB has potential assist. High last year he got the highest assist and for the team, and then he has potential of scoring through free kicks, and then he's on penalties as well. And I guess he'll be core player of a City team, so I don't think so he'll be rotated that much in the Premier League game. Maybe the other competitions, but in the Premier League game, I guess he'll be one of the main focus players this season for City.
Yeah, exactly. Even I agree with that, but I think that I have always been the team Sterling player. Like I always want Sterling in my team because Sterling is a more explosive player. When he scores like 15 to 20 points for FPL managers. And KDB is a more consistent player. He's like a safe option to have in your team. But when I saw their first match against Wolves this season, they are playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, and KDB is playing in the number 10 role. So in that role, KDB is a very big asset, and you should have him in your team. But I like the double up as well. If you can fit KDB and Sterling both in your teams, then it will be a very great option. And I am on my wild card, so I am trying to fit both of them in my team. So let's see if it works out.
Yeah, Chirag, and
So
you also mentioned Jesus in the conversation, and so yeah, I think in comparison to KDB Sterling, not many people would pick Jesus, but he was after playing years of FPL. One thing I've learned: there's no such thing as too many Man City players. So if you can get as many of their attacking players, the better you are for the season.
exactly. So let's talk about wildcard now. So what do you think, Noom? Like, are you an early wildcard player or a late wildcard player? And if you are wildcarding, who is the must-have to have in your teams?
So right now, I while getting the transfer in, I did a mistake while getting De Bruyne in. I bought him in after the price rise. I waited for that, and I instead of getting him in early, I bought him after the price rise. So I couldn't fit one. I had two transfers. I couldn't fit him in. Sorry, Foden because of that. So then, yeah, now let's see what happens. And then the wild card, I guess I'll stay with the team maybe two game weeks. Let's see what happens. And then if it's not working out, then I may use the wild card then.
Yeah, Karthik, what do you think?
So Chirag, I know you've taken your wild card, and I don't want to be negative about that, but I've always been team late wild card. So the reason for that, for me personally, is that the sample size right now of the number of games played is just not huge enough for me to make a proper constructive decision over who's gonna be more reliable in the future. Let me give you an example. If you looked at the kings of the game week one, like that's the best 11 you could possibly make the FPL team. They gave you 124 points in game week one. Now, if you took that same team and made them play game week two, they gave you a combined total of 23. That's 1 point less than Son in game week two. And Son ended up being transferred out so much that before the start of game week two, he was at an 8.9. So I still think that game week three. So look, there's two types of people. There's one group of people who've thought about a wild card before the season began in game week three because of the blank fixtures. But there's another group of people who have Chelsea and Man United assets who aren't performing right now, and they're thinking, oh shit, I need a double, I need a James Rodriguez, I need a DCL, I need a Son right now, and so I'll wildcard right now. I think that's kind of knee jerk, and look, it could work in the long term, but for now, I would kind of advise against it.
Yeah, actually, I have always been the team late wildcard, but this season I thought like let's do something different, and I love an early wildcard because when you do an early wildcard, you can have all the players that are sticking for the whole season. You can have them in your teams. So something like a Lamptey. I know Lamptey will start every game for Brighton if he's fit, and he's like at 4.5 million. I think he's the best option in midfield. I know KDB will stay in my team for the whole season if fit. And in forward as well, I can say DCL has started well, but I think Jimenez is a very good option to, he's a safe option. He'll give you an attacking return every week. So he's also a great option. So that's why I've, decided to do an early wild card.
Yeah, I'll play devil's advocate for you, and I'll also add on to a point that you made that right now, because it's still early in the season, the price rises aren't as significant as they'll probably be in game week 11, 12. For example, James Rodriguez is at 7.5, 7.6 right now. He'll probably be somewhere around 8 or 8.1 as the season goes by. So you can probably use the wildcard to bring in these people who you know will rise in the future. My only concern is how sure you are that he's going to rise to an 8. But yeah, if you get your punts right, it could be very valuable in the long term.
Yeah, exactly. That was my thinking. So let's talk about our next segment. So we'll talk about the captain picks for game week three. So I can say that there are many options currently. Salah is a great option. I have him in my team currently, and he's playing against Arsenal at home. And we have seen that whenever he plays at Anfield, he scores goals, he assists. So he'll score goals for you. And then I have KDB. KDB at home against Leicester, and Leicester without NDD. So, like Man City assets, if you have in your team, like you should captain them because Leicester without NDD is a very weak side. Karthik, who are you thinking to for captain this game week?
So as you said, a good City side against Leicester seems to be the perfect FPL dream any manager could think of. So for now, I'm sticking to KDB. Also, a shout out to Werner because I think Werner's gone kind of underlooked in these first two game weeks because of the fixtures. But I feel like him playing against a very porous West Brom defense, he could probably slot in a lot of goals. But personally, I'll probably stick with KDB for now.
Yeah. Doom, who do you have as your captain for this game week?
As a Karthik shout out, I have won as captain this game week. So I guess this game week he should score, hoping for a brace at least from him. But you never know, West Brom may be tied at the back this game only. But yeah, so hoping he scores. I have Salah as well, but I guess I go with Werner this time.
But I think
Because
a
West Brom
player that
give a lot of
hasn't,
goals as well.
yeah, but I think that a player
Uh,
that hasn't scored in the Premier League still with 2 game weeks, I think it's a risk to, captain him because you haven't seen him scoring still. He has just given an assist, but he looks lively. He is very pacey, and he won a penalty
yeah,
against Liverpool as well. So he can score against West Brom. So yeah, he's a great pick. And another pick, I want to, give a differential captain pick. Another pick is Son. Son, as you have seen that he got the 4 goals on counter against Southampton. But they are playing Newcastle this game week, and Brighton scored 3 goals against Newcastle. So Son can be, another great differential captain pick. So if you have him in your teams, you can captain him as well to, get up in your mini league. And let's talk about the gamble of the week. So, Doom, who are you punting? Who is your differential or gamble in this game week?
I don't have in my team, but I guess Burnley, Burnley's Chris Wood. I like the way he plays, and I guess he's good, and they're playing Southampton next. So I guess he may get a return for team. And he's a very basically most of his goals, all his goals are from inside the box, inside the box. So he's a big threat, big guy, big threat to big defender as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Karthik, who is your gamble for game week 3?
So again, I don't really have this player in my team right now because I used this transfer to bring in KDB. But if I had to think of one player who would surprise everyone would be Che Adams. Now I know what you're thinking. A Southampton attacker. They lost 2 games consecutively. He got a combined total of 3 points in 2 games, I think. Why would you possibly want to pick Che Adams? I think the reasoning behind this is if you watch those games, you would realize that Che Adams got into some really good positions. In fact, in the first 2 games, no other player has received as many big chances as much as Che Adams did if you exclude penalties. So for that reason, I think he might be able to slot in a few goals, and I think he's someone to look out for in the long term, even though Southampton has their defensive troubles.
Yeah, Che Adams is actually due a goal because I've seen him play and he has created like great saves from opponent goalkeepers as well. So let's see if he scores this game week, and he has a great XG as well. Like his XG is better than Ings. So
I think
let's
his
see.
XG is third in the league. He's behind DCL and one more player.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see if he scores this game week, then he can be another great option. And for my differential pick, I think Jesus is a great option to have. He's in less than 3% teams, and as we already spoke about the Man City team against Leicester without NDD, Jesus can score a lot of points there. And but I don't have him in my team in my wildcard draft currently. So let's see. But I have Podence in my team, and Podence is also currently in around 5% teams only. So he can be another great differential. Like he's the one I have in my team. And against West Ham, I think Wolves will score a lot of goals, and Podence will be involved. So guys, we'll see you again in our Game Week 3 review. And so keep sharing, do like and subscribe, give your suggestions, and stay tuned.